This is my body. This is my blood. Happy are they who come to my supper.
Hello everybody, welcome to Kraken Hunters. I'm Carolina Hitman, and today we'll be reviewing the Pinhead Premium Format Regular Edition statue. I was unfortunate enough not to be able to get the exclusive edition of the statue, but I'm actually very pleased with this. I think Sideshow did a really good job of bringing Pinhead to life. So during this review, we'll talk about some of the things I like, if there's anything I disliked about it, and then we'll have the overall discussion at the end of the review. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. For those unfamiliar with his character, his name is Pinhead. He made his first appearance in A Hellbound Heart, a book written by Clive Barker, featured in the Book of Blood series. Then it was adapted to a movie, Hellraiser, in 1987. This character has been portrayed by Doug Bradley since the beginning, except for one horrible abomination called Hellraiser Revelations. Let's forget that ever happened. But Doug Bradley is Pinhead for me. He's been in comic books, he's been in movies, he's been in a lot of books. I really think this is one of my favorite characters of all time. I just love the history that goes behind him that the media that he's featured in portrays. I really think it's one of the greatest horror characters of all time. It's one of my favorite horror characters of all time. The box he's holding right here is called the layman configuration, and usually that box is either found or given to someone unwittingly, and they just continue messing with it until they unlock it, and once they do, it opens a gateway to hell, which then Pinhead comes out, takes them back, and it's never a good thing, believe me. But if you've never seen the movie or read the book, please pick them up. I highly recommend them, especially for horror fans. I don't think you'll regret it. But please check those out. For me, one of the most important things about Pinhead is the symmetry of his pins. And I think in order to get him right, you really have to get how deliberate they look when they were put in. And I think Sideshow did a really good job of that. As you can see, the lines look precise, not crooked, because that's one of the main things I loved about that, is because you can tell when he was tortured and made, they were very deliberate. And that's one of the main things I was hoping for when Sideshow made this statue, and they did a really good job on it. I love how they, right here, shows the peeling flesh. You know, my paint application was done very well. No issues whatsoever. I even like that they got the layman configuration done really well. You know, like I said, no issues whatsoever. I think they did a really good job of that, and etching those designs from the layman configuration in that little box. So you can tell whoever did their job, they did a really good job on it. I love the fact that they actually used leather for his outfit. Kind of gives that bondage kind of feel to it. I think that for Pinhead, that's important because, you know, the Cenobites believe that only through pain can you achieve true pleasure. And I think, you know, this kind of outfit kind of portrays that. I think they did a really good job on his tools as well. You know, his tools of the trade. You know, saws. Even though they're not metal, I still think they did a really good job making them. No, like I said, no issues whatsoever. Overall, I think they did a really good job on this statue. I wanted to give you all a close-up to show you what I was talking about as far as the symmetry of the scars and nails that were put into Pinhead. And like I said, that was one of the main things that were important in his character, because it shows how deliberate they were, or hell was, when they put those pins in and carved him up. And like I said, for me, that was the main thing that I was looking for when they did Pinhead. And if that didn't happen, I was going to be very upset. But luckily for me, they did a really good job with that. Like I said, driving home, give you all a good view. Like I said, I think they did a really good job doing that. And what I really liked as well is that all the pins were actually metal. Like they could have cheaped out, and just did them in plastic or anything like that. But no, they actually made all those pins metal. And I really want to commend Sideshow for taking the time to really bring this character to life the way he deserves. Overall, I think they did a really good job on the base. No issues whatsoever, no paint issues. And I know it seems a little minimalistic, but I think that fits for Pinhead. It looks like a solved layman configuration box, which to me perfectly fits this statue. So I think they did a really good job as far as the details. Everything like that. Can even lift up. You could tell they did a really good job. They didn't skip, even though you couldn't see them. They still did a good job on the legs. So that's actually really nice that they didn't skimp on that, because you really wouldn't have seen his legs from the garment he's wearing. So I really appreciate them going all out and actually doing this statue really well the way that they did. Overall, I'm really pleased with this statue. They did a really good job bringing the layman configuration, Pinhead himself. I think they did a really good job bringing that to life in statue form. I had no quality control issues. My paint application was perfect. I love the leather cape. I love the base. I think they did a really good job with this. As being a horror fan, I appreciate the detail that they put into it, especially under the cape, where you really wouldn't have seen it anyway as far as it drapes down, but they still put the detail into his legs. And I really appreciate that they did that. So overall, as far as the sculpt, quality control issues, paint application, I give all of those an A, easily. So overall, I give the statue an A. And if I were you and I had the money and I had the opportunity to pick this up, I really would, because I think once this sells out, I really do think that it's going to be really expensive to pick up on eBay or any other website that trades secondhand. So my recommendation is to pick this up as soon as possible, especially if you're a horror fan or just a fan of Pinhead. Well, everybody, I appreciate you joining me on this review. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Like and subscribe if you really like me to continue to review these wonderful statues that I get once every blue moon. But I appreciate you joining us. Join us next time. Hope to see you soon. Later.